from section 5, last one, looking at coefficients other than 1. So normally like we're like x plus y raised to the 4th power or something like that, right? Then we could either use binomial expansion or we can use Pascal's triangle. Right here we'd go down to the 5th one, right? And we go down there. The problem with that, you have to draw the triangle out, right? So here we would normally, you could do the combination 4 choose 0, and then normally it would be second one, we'll give some space here. 4 choose 1, give some space here. And then 4 choose 2 plus 4 choose 3, and then 4 choose 4. Okay, so normally if it was just like x, y, this would be x to the 4th, then it would be x cubed, then it'd be x squared, then it'd be x, and then it'd be our constant, and then it'd be y, no y's, right? No y's, and then y, because I got to get it to total of 4, right? And then y squared, total of 4, y cubed, total of 4, and then y to the 4th, right? But because now I have different numbers than just a plain variable, right? Now I have 2c in there. That'd be 2c to the 4th. That'd be 2c cubed. That'd be 2c to the 2nd. That'd be 2c and then no 2c. And then here, my second term is 6a, right? A negative 6a. So I can take that. Sorry, negative 6d. So I can take a negative 6d. Negative 6d would be there, negative 6d would be squared, a negative 6d would be cubed, and a negative 6d would be to the 4th. So it looks something like this. There, it's all listed all nice for you. And then we can use a calculator in order to calculate this. So we just hit math, the math button. We go over to NCR. We look for NCR underneath the probability menu. So we go over to probability, hit math, move over to PRB, and then click on the NCR, and then you can fill in the 4, 0 to figure out what these numbers are rather than using the triangle. But we always know the first one is 1 and the last one is 1, so that's kind of easy. But these other ones, that would be basically, if you could do the formula, it would be 4 choose 3 factorial. It'd be 4 factorial over 2 factorial, 2 factorial. This one would be 4 factorial over 3 factorial, 1 factorial, which is just 1, so that's doesn't need it. So that's how it would do, and then so you can put it in the calculator or you can do these things. So we just end up with the coefficients of 16, or sorry, not 16. We end up with the coefficients of 1. We end up with a coefficient of 4, and this one also be a 4, and that middle one would be 6. And so then the tricky thing is those are just the coefficients, but we still have this 2c to the 4th, and we still have this 2c cubed, and then times negative 6d plus 6 2c squared times negative 6d squared. So here's where we got to look out for all those things. Another 2c times a negative 6d cubed, and then plus 1 times negative 6d to the 4th. And remember, when we're taking a product raised to a power, when we're taking a product raised to a power, I take each of those numbers, I take each of those numbers raised to that power. So negative 6d to the 4th would be negative 6 to the 4th, and d to the 4th, and then times by 1, which is not going to change anything. So that's d to the 4th. Negative 6 to the 4th is actually a positive 1296. 1296. 2c to the 4th would be 2 to the 4th, which is 16. 16 times 1 is 16, and then c to the 4th. This one's 2 to the 3rd, which is 8, and then times negative 6, and then times negative 4. So we get a negative 192 c cubed d. And then this one, 2 squared is 4. Negative 6 squared is 36. So we have 36 times 4 times 6. So that's 864. And this would be c squared d squared. Then this one we got negative 6 times itself 3 times, and then times 2 and times 4. So that would be a negative 1728, and then c and then d cubed. So that's our expansion right there. So that is our expansion when the coefficients is other than just 1. See, we're used to like c minus d and that to the fourth. When we do minus, all you got to do is just take that one and put it to every other one, the negative, for the most part. Because whenever you have a negative and it's cubed, you're going to stay negative. Whenever you have a negative that's even, it's going to switch. So when we have an even here, that negative is going to become positive. When you have that negative cube, that's going to stay negative there. Okay, so that's how you do a binomial expansion other than a coefficient other than 1.